Welcome to Nasdaq Trade Talks. I'm Jill Malandrino, Global Markets Reporter at Nasdaq. Joining me is Brian Sheperd, CEO at Nasdaq-listed CSG Systems International, to discuss board diversity. Brian, it's great to meet with you. Welcome to Trade Talks.
Thanks, Jill. Glad to be here with you.
Nasdaq is pushing the SEC to mandate that corporate boards have at least 2 diverse directors. CSG seems way ahead of the curve in terms of board diversity. Can you share with us what led to the current structure of your board?
No, sure, happy to. And first, I just say congratulations and thank you to Nasdaq for leading this important initiative. The way we think about it really comes down to 3 principles, and our board is leading the way. Number 1, it's about the tone for the top. And it's not about a check the box exercise, it's about talking about the importance. Number 2 principle for us is it's all about the journey, not just the destination. And that's one of the things that we spend a lot of time talking about. The numbers matter, but this isn't just a numbers game. And the third one for us is really deeply understanding the why this is so important. Yes, it's the right thing to do, but we also believe that talent wins, and to be the industry leading company that CSG needs to be, that means we need the most diverse talent to be able to go out there and compete and win. And our board recognized that starting 4 or 5 years ago, that we had work to do across the board.
And Brian, let's talk more about your current board. Can you elaborate on exactly how you see diversity with respect to the board?
Yeah, the way we think about it, it really is a multi-dimensional, multifaceted problem that we've got to address to get better. Number 1, we obviously look at gender diversity, and we're proud that we're now 28%, which is much better than where we were, but it goes back to that comment, it's a journey. Last time we checked, the population is more 50-50, so that means we still have work to do to get better. Secondly, we look at racial diversity of people of color or underrepresented minorities. There we are proud, we're at 45%, and yet we believe that we can continue to do better. But it's not just those 2, it's also generational diversity, where the board has looked at longer tenure board members and newer board members. 45% of our board now has served less than 5 years. We think about industry and experience diversity of industry verticals, different skill sets, because it goes back to that concept about talent and raising the bar that's going to help us be the industry leading company we need to be. And then we also think about, in addition to diversity of thought, for lack of a better word, passport diversity. We're a global company that serves global industries all around the world. And so do we represent different passports in a global perspective where we can follow a partner like Microsoft, where their CEO, their 3rd CEO happened to was born and raised and grew up in India. And we want to have that same thing at CSG and continue this progress.
We noticed that you recently hired Channing Jones as your Chief Diversity and Inclusion Officer. What are some of her priorities?
We couldn't be more excited to have Channing leading the way, but it's important for all of us to understand it's not just Channing's responsibility. It starts from that tone from the top, myself, the senior leadership team, to truly move the needle. So what Channing is doing as our Chief Diversity and Social Responsibility Officer is putting that social impact and leading our ESG, as well as our diversity, equity, and inclusion. So part of that is just creating the dialogue with our leaders and employees all around the world on that understanding of why this is so important. It's not just a check the box exercise. We're doing a lot around doing an internal assessment to really identify where we're strong, where we have opportunities to improve, and then, like any business objective, set the strategy, set the plan, set the targets, and then move the needle and understand that it's going to be an ongoing multi-year process to be the best version of CSG that we can be. So Channing's the talent and the leader that's showing us the way.
All right, Brian, we appreciate the insight. Thanks for joining us on Trade Talks, and thanks for joining me. I'm Jill Malandrino, Global Markets Reporter at Nasdaq.
Thanks so much, Jill.